So you're curious about how the VA loan appraisal process works, what the appraisers look out for, what the minimum property requirements are, all those kind of questions. Well, I'm going to break down everything you need to know in today's video. So the first thing I want to jump into is your VA appraisal is not your home inspection. Those have to be done separately. Home inspections go over every inch of your house to make sure the house is in good standing, and you can go ahead and take those repairs that they recommend and use it to negotiate with the seller to get those fixed. The VA appraisal has two main goals. The first one is to make sure the property actually meets the value of what you're buying it for. The second part is to make sure the house meets the minimum property requirements set forth by the VA. So what are the minimum property requirements, or MPRs as we call them? Well, at the end of the day, the VA doesn't care how up to date your kitchen is or anything like that. They just want to make sure that this house is a safe, livable place for you and your family. So they basically just want to make sure that the house is in good living order, so that way you and your family can live there safely without any issues. So there are some things I see pop up regularly on VA loan appraisals that need to be fixed. So the first thing is broken glass. The main living area cannot have any broken or cracked glass. The next one I see is improper railing. So a lot of decks or stairs actually need railing, and so if maybe you put in a 2-foot tall deck but you didn't put railing around, that railing is likely to have to be installed before the closing of the home. Up next, there are some very common things like faucets in kitchens. So you can't go buy a house that doesn't have a faucet in its kitchen. Like, they're going to require that to be fixed. Again, that just comes down to basic necessities of getting water, which everybody needs. So maybe you're selling your home and you're curious, how do you get your home ready for VA appraisals? Well, simple answer is if you're living there and there's no issues and you're able to have a basic quality of life in that home, there's really not too much you should be needing to do. So if you and your family have been living there fine with no issues, that's really all the VA looks for. Now again, some things like broken glass, peeling paint, missing fixtures, things like that, those are simple things that you can replace before you list your house to make sure there's no hiccups in the VA appraisal process. So what happens if the property does not meet the MPRs set forth by the VA when you're selling your house? Well, the VA appraisal report will show subject to this value with these repairs being done. So they'll clearly list out what needs to be done in order to make the appraisal acceptable and to close on the home. So depending on the severity of the repairs required, a final re-inspection may be required in person in order to get those conditions cleared. Now, if it's something simple like trim pieces missing or door handles or windows cracked, sometimes pictures will suffice in place of a final inspection. Now, the next part I want to jump into is these repairs are not seller required repairs. What that means is a lot of people think that if repairs come up on the VA appraisal, the seller has to be the one that pays for them. And a lot of listing agents try to sway buyers and sellers away from VA loans because of that. Well, that's completely false. A few years ago, the VA made a change to where it doesn't matter who pays for the repairs as long as they're done. So if you're a listing agent or you're a seller, this does not mean that the responsibility falls on you. However, most of the time the sellers do agree to take care of it, but it is always open to negotiation. Now, how long do VA loans take? Well, that all depends on the timeliness set forth by the VA. The cool part is all this information is easily accessible online on the VA's website, and you can clearly see how many business days it's going to take. So where I live, it takes 10 business days from the date the order was accepted for the appraiser to upload the report. Now, sometimes they can get the inspection done sooner and upload it right away. Other times they can wait till the 10th day to do the inspection and the report all on the same day. It varies, but at least we have deadlines that need to be hit. And if it goes beyond those deadlines, not including holidays, we're able to reach out to the VA to help expedite things. So at the end of the day, these VA appraisals protect both you, the buyer, and the lender giving the loan, because they want to make sure that the house is in good living condition for you and your family, but also they're protecting their investment. They just gave you hundreds of thousands of dollars. They want to make sure that worst case scenario, in case of default, they're able to recover that. So don't be scared of VA loans. Don't be scared of VA loan appraisals. They're not that bad. As someone who does a bunch of VA loans, I can tell you from experience, the majority of my transactions have no issues, no repairs needed. Most of them meet value. It all goes into the prep work by the sellers and the agents on both sides. So if you have any questions at all about the VA loan appraisal process, please reach out to me and my team. We're in 48 states. We can help anyone almost anywhere. So please, I'm here to be a resource for you. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I'll catch you in the next one.